no longer with us, but his memory is kept alive in the annual Shay Elliott Memorial race by brake wheelers. Let's watch it now.
It was founded in 1949 by Joe Lockman, who's the honorary president of the cycling club, and it's been a part of the town since 1949. But we really came to prominence in the mid-60s when Peter Crinan and Peter Doyle got together and blazed the trail for us.
Today, however, the club honours the memory of Shay Elliott, its greatest rider, the first Irishman to be a stage winner on the famous Tour de France.
When he came back, he got involved with the youngsters, and I think the fact that Kelly and Roger are now on the continent, he was the pioneer, the real pioneer of Irish cycling. He wore the yellow jersey for 3 days in the 1960 Tour de France. He also won the stages, and it's funny that the fact that he got the yellow jersey into Roubaix, where Kelly has achieved many notable successes.
Okay, now what about today's entry?
Marvellous, 110 I believe, you know, it's just great. That just shows you how effectively the guy was held.
There's a number of riders, John McQuaid, Philip Cassidy, Rachel Kimmage, Davy Moan teammate, Davy McCall from Banbridge, and I'd say there's 10, 20 riders to watch in this event today.
From the top of the climb, the Glenmalure, it's about 20-25 miles to the finish. All along there, along Callery now, there's only about 12 miles to go. I'd say that'd be the best place to go. It's mostly all downhill to the finish from there.
Well, a lot of people will be very anxious today, especially with the television cameras around, so they'll probably like to be up around the front for the start. Well, my own aim would be to conserve as much energy as I can to the hill, because there's a lot, as I say, it's a headwind all the way, and even when we get to the finish, it's not just straight into the finish as usual, it's downhill. We're doing a lap of the circuit in Bray, and a strong man will win today because we've come up the hill twice and sprint up the hill for the finish.
It's a very tough circuit. Doesn't really suit me, you know. It's some steep mountain climbing in it, and not really my forte. But I'll be trying hard today at the same time because I'm leading the Cox Sportive League, so I have to try and defend my position.
Up Glenmalure Hill is always a tough race. It's over 2 miles of a climb, so this is very much you have to be fit enough to get up the hill with the leaders.
I've rode this race on I think 4 occasions before. It is a tough race. It comes over to Glenmalure in the closing 30 miles, so it usually sorts out the men from the boys. Hopefully I'm one of the men today. I fight to be one of the men anyway. That's the attitude I'm starting the race with anyway.
So 110 riders setting out from Bray on this Shay Elliott Memorial race, 75 miles around some of the hardest roads in Ireland. The bunch very, very active now from the start as they go down the dual carriageway towards Kilmechanic. John Sheehan of the Ace Cycling Club there at the front of the bunch, followed by Mick Cowell of the Brave Wheelers. These riders, all the best riders in Ireland are here today, and there's many things on their mind as they're riding this race. They've got the selection for the Tour of Britain, which has been selected today, and also for a lot of the riders they're thinking very much to the forthcoming Rosthalton. They're trying to get on to the various selected teams for that great event which takes place at the end of June. And not long into the race now, we've got a breakaway group. Breakaway group now of 10 or 12 riders there. Philip Cassidy, Paddy Power, Oliver McQuaid there at the back. These riders now, Anthony O'Gorman there leading the bunch, chasing Bobby Power. And the main bunch now going down through the Glen of the Downs. Shane Clark there. Brendan Graham, Noel Taggart, Vinnie Kelly there, brother of Sean Kelly. Mick McKenna, Tony Murphy. Back with the breakaway group now, and it's Philip Cassidy at the front, Mick Walsh, Mick Cowell is there also, Davy McCall from Banbridge is there, John Sheehan is there. A very, very strong group now, about 12 or 14 riders now, about 30 seconds clear as they going up towards Newtown Mount Kennedy. Still very early in the season and very early in the race, and fitness is going to tell for these riders as they've got 70 miles ahead of them. This early break, usually a lot of the riders will use up a lot of their strength in the early stage and then fall back towards the end. But this is quite a strong break now. The rider getting back now, having punctured, making his way back to the group. Now approaching the first climb of Rathdrum, up through the village of Rathdrum, a very, very steep climb here, and it's the first preem of the day, and really for the rider's point of view it means that the climbing has started, and Mick Call of the Bray Wheelers breaks away and is about to take the preem in Rathdrum. Break now as they've gone through that run now. They've shed some of their riders now and they're getting down to some serious work. They're only in a 6 or 7 miles now from the climb, taking some last food and drink now as they go over the bridge approaching Ockram. This break being driven on now by Philip Cassidy at the front of the group now. Mick Call is also there, riding very strong. Coming through the village of Ockram now, and as a chasing group has developed, a chasing group of 19 riders being led by Seamus Downey of Banbridge, one of the race favourites. Bobby Power is also there, Anthony O'Gorman is also there. Vinnie Kelly there near the back we see is also in that group. So 19 riders are chasing now, the leading 8, and the gap is about 40 seconds now up to the leaders. Now we're now on the foothills on the lower slopes of Glenmalure Climb. Mick Walsh gets to the front of the group, a very good climber Mick, and should ride very well on this climb. Philip Cassidy now is struggling to hold on to the wheel of Mick Walsh. Walsh looks around, sees he's got a gap, and then drives for home. Mick Walsh now changing up, looking back, seeing he's got the gap, changes his gear up into a higher gear and pushes on. Philip Cassidy, John Sheehan and Jimmy Quinn, these are the chasers now on Glenmalure. But they're looking back and they know that the chasing group led by Downey and O'Gorman are already on the slopes of the climb and climbing it very, very fast. Approaches the summit where there is a monument to Shay Elliott, we think of his successes and those of the other great braymen such as Peter Doyle and Peter Crinion. But Mick Walsh takes first place on the preem today. The situation has changed behind. Downey and O'Gorman have now caught up with Cassidy's group. Terry McManus drives on to take second place over the preem. Downey comes through for third, O'Gorman, Cassidy, Frank Ralph, John Sheehan, David McWilliams, all the race favourites are there. Mick Walsh finds himself in front on his own with the task of facing the 25 mile to Bray into a strong headwind, but he drives home and